Yeah, of course we're confident. It's early in the season. It's only 4 games into the season. It was a disappointing first half against Central Coast, but we had a big week. We had the cup game before that, 120 minutes. So I would say that's probably the reason why it was a slow start. I think after that, we got back into the game. If we could have scored a goal, it would have changed the game completely. But that's dead and buried now, that game, and it's what we do in the next game, which is against Wellington, which obviously is a good team as well, defensively, working hard for each other, and we need to try and break them down and score more goals than what we have so far this season.
You might have talked a bit about it after the Mariners game, but do you have a sense of what perhaps is behind sort of the slower start to the campaign? Is there an idea of what's not quite clicking for you guys at the moment?
Well, I think it's pretty easy. We've had quite a few injuries and that have kept key players out. Obviously, Braddon's out for the season. Costa Barbarouses, who's played majority of the games for us since he's been here. Obviously, he plays a big part in what we try and do. Bobo's been injured, Donaghy's been injured, so it's probably set us back a little bit. But Connor O'Toole, Ninko as well at times. He's had a few problems. So until everyone's back fit, we'll just get by. And obviously we want to pick up points this weekend, and it's a home game as well, which we want to put on a good performance for the home fans.
Do you think it's justified that people who are criticising you maybe there's some of the key players are perhaps a year too old or something like that? Do you think that's justified?
Well, I don't know, but that's up to them to judge us. But for me, I get judged at the end of the season and how we go. Obviously, at the moment we're not going too crash hot, but that turns around very easily after one win, and hopefully that's this weekend. But these boys, like I said, they're coming back from injuries. You don't expect too much from them if they're not 100% fit. So. And they're quality players, so they don't lose their quality and over 4 games. So you got to give them a little bit more time than that to get judged, I think. But that's what the media do. They put pressure on these players, and but it's really unjustified for me.
Okay, and just finally from me, obviously it's always fun to come up against Dookie as well. I mean, you two have such a long history together, both sort of as players and managers and stuff like that. Always fun to match wits with him?
I wouldn't call it fun, no. No, it is. Obviously, me and Uffy got a good relationship. He was here. We played together at Marconi, and we've always been good friends at Sydney as well. So, he's doing really well, doing his coaching thing at Wellington there, and obviously it's good to come up against him again this weekend, and good to see him.
Easy. Thanks, Steve. I'll hand over the mic.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, guys. Steve, mate, it's an interesting proposition seeing you guys where you are, just because you've had so much success over the last few years. Does that make it difficult, I guess, or does anything change for you guys in how you prepare, or is it just business as usual? Well,
it's business as usual, but it is a bit different for us because the boys are normally used to being further forward and further up the top of the table. So, but this was obviously a good learning experience for us, and it was. I'm hoping it's going to show good character of these players that we've got, and obviously this coaching staff as well. We're all in it together. We haven't had the best of starts. It's well known, but it's what we do from here really, and it's showing what kind of character that we have in the change room to get us out of this.
It's do you think opposition teams are maybe looking like they smell blood in the water? I mean, when a top team is down the bottom, usually they want to kick them while they're down and take advantage of it. Do you feel like you've got a target on your back?
We've always had a target on our back. I think whether we're up top or down the bottom, I think definitely. But you want to take advantage of teams that are maybe struggling a little bit. Like for us, we haven't won a game, so I'm sure Uffy's looking at it this way this weekend. So, but we need to be ready and we need to be focused on our jobs. Keep it simple, do what we do best, and go back to basics really, and start fresh from now.
You mentioned there's been a few issues with fitness and your forward line, but the struggle to score from open play, does that bring on any changes in how you're training?
No, we just, we do our normal stuff, work on finishing. We do that every week, but obviously that's been a little bit of a problem this season, but I think that's because we've had players out key players. Costa, he scores goals for us. He creates goals. Bobo has been out, which is a big miss for us as well. Adam's been fit, but he's obviously had his few little issues as well. But it's good to have him back. And the two younger boys, Trent and Patrick, would have been coming on and doing all right, but we were just not hitting the back of the net at the moment. So we've got plenty of quality up there. It's just about taking their chances when they do come.
Yeah, beautiful. And just lastly for me, I might have missed an update, but do we know when Rhyan Grant's back in action?
Yeah, Rhyan Grant's back training, so there's a good chance he'll be involved this weekend. He's been cleared to play. He's had all the tests done that he needed to do. He's come back quite fresh, actually, so it's a good sign for him. And we've got a big week as well next week. We've got a cup game midweek, so yeah, he's back in action.